Welcome back, friends. It's time for a game of chess. Hope I get the white pieces today. Feels like it's been a little bit since I've recorded a longer time control with the white pieces. I've done a few over the last couple days. I haven't yet uploaded them. I'm going to pretty soon, I think. So there might be several uploaded at once here. Slowly crawling my way back up to 1800. I would love to keep on climbing, but I'm 6 months into starting a business and a private practice, and I have not had the time to devote to chess as much as I would like, but priorities, priorities. There we go, and I do get the white pieces. Yay. Versus a 1900. All right, so we're going to test our metal here. Yeah, we're going to play e4. I noticed in previous videos asking chess.com to bring back that record indicator, and I was wondering, like, I let my premium membership expire some time ago, and I'm curious if that's part of the premium membership. Let me know in the comments if you happen to be watching this and you still have the indicator, and maybe I just need to pay Just.com some money to get it back. Well, maybe my opponent doesn't want a game. Maybe he feels it's a little too risky, he or she, to play somebody 100 points lower than they are. From Egypt. Oh, come on, friend. Live on the edge. Give me a chance. No, doesn't look like it. But we'll try again. We'll get a new game. Can't say I blame him too terribly much. Maybe he's having a rough go of it. Doesn't want to risk. Or maybe he's heard of my reputation and he's just fearful to play me. Probably not. Get the white pieces again. That's serendipitous. Guess we were meant to have the white pieces today. And we get e4, e5 versus an 1867, so still a highly rated opponent from Italy. Should we play the Italian versus our Italian opponent? Um, not a King's Gambit. Not feeling a King's Gambit today. So Scotch is my main line weapon. Scotch Gambit's what I play the most frequently. I've been getting a lot of draws with it at top level though, or not top level. I'm nowhere near top level, but at high level. My top level. Let's go Scotch. We're gonna go Scotch. Gambit. It's been quite some time since I've actually played a Scotch proper, like a Scotch game. I'm not sure I'd remember a whole lot of theory there, but maybe, maybe I'd fare okay. Bishop e7, I think, isn't it's not the most challenging. I mean, knight f6 is the book move here. So maybe our opponent is already a little confused. Usually the bishop comes out a little further if it's going to get developed. I'm just going to castle. I'm not going to waste too much time and try and contemplate what my opponent's thinking with that move, but all right. So it's just I think our opponent's just going to kind of quietly develop and maybe try and cocoon himself. I'm just going to win my pawn back because at this point there's no reason not to. Maybe attacking the pawn, um, threatening to open up the center. I mean, what's behind this move, really? Replacing the knight. Knight captures, queen takes. Then the bishop can come here and attack the queen, and I don't get a lot out of that. Whoa. Why is there an advertisement in the middle of my chess game? What's going on with this? That was not cool. Wow. Really putting the screws to people to pay you some money. You're gonna throw advertisements in the middle of the game like that. I can tolerate the little box over here, but okay, back to chess. Um, I don't like the idea of allowing him to take in the middle and then gaining the tempo on my queen. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but what do I really get out of it? If I move the knight, I'm attacking the pawn. I'm inviting him to take, and I've got doubled pawns, but I also have an open center to work with and the bishop pair. Other idea might be f4 to guard the e5 square. Then if takes takes, I'm still looking at bishop to f4. I probably ought to look at development. Just go knight to c3, knight c3, or bishop to f4, or bishop to e3. Let's develop. Let me get the knight out. It was a long time to think about knight c3. Okay. Opponent develops his knight. Got the same ideas, really. f4. I think f4 is the idea. If I go f4 and he takes the knight, I take back with the queen. Bishop c6. This knight still defends the central pawn, so go f4. What is going on with this? This is irritating. I'm in the middle of a chess game, and you're throwing up adverts. That's not okay. Like screen wide advertisements blocking the whole board. Ah, it's enough to make me want to go to Lichess. I like Lichess just fine. Nothing wrong with Lichess at all. Um, I have experienced long waits at getting games, though. This is ridiculous. Wow. All right. Well, if you start seeing these on Lee Chess, then you'll know why. Almost don't want to upgrade out of spite now. Um, okay. Chess. Bishop to e3 runs into knight to g4. I think it makes a lot of. Oh my. Oh my. Am I hitting some, like, is my mouse going somewhere to trigger that? I oh, that's frustrating. That's really frustrating, chess.com. Are you that hard up to make a buck? I mean, all right. I'm tempted to slide my king over to the corner so that the bishop has somewhere to go. Um, I am also looking at maybe some bishop to g4, but I don't think that makes a whole lot of sense. I'm going to slide my king over, get it out of the way. My opponent's only used 20 seconds on the clock. I mean, he's getting time back, so it's not entirely accurate, but like he's still got a lot of time where I'm battling subway ads. Hungarian defense versus the Italian game. We've transposed apparently because this started out a Scotch gambit, but Scotch and Italian frequently transpose. Scotch gambit particularly because I put that bishop on c4, just like the Italian game. So I probably know quite a few Italian positions, so just up, get to them from the Scotch. This feels just like an incredibly low blow from chess.com. Why am I just getting inundated with subway ads right now? No, you don't get to know my location, chess.com. Block that. Oh. I'm posting this video. I'm going to post this video, and this is just absolutely ridiculous. I hope you all are counting how many times that pops up. All right. So he's doubling down on the e pawn. Uh, I've got double protection on it. What? Hmm. I can't even keep focus. Um, I'm waiting for a silly ad to pop up every 5 seconds now. Where does my bishop want to be? I mean, I suppose right now the only logical place is E3. And it's always a sub. Why is it always a subway ad? Why is it subway every single time right now? They're they're not even varying the. This is frustrating. Um, I think this is the only normal place for the bishop to go, so that's where it's going. And if he attacks it with the knight, I can bring it back, maintain the bishop pair, and um, yeah, have a semi-open game. Look at bringing my rook over to D1 or E1. So I guess if you want to have serious chess games anymore, you just have to pay for chess.com. That's they're not making it free anymore. If you really want to be a serious chess player and play longer time controls. This probably doesn't happen much in Blitz. I hope it doesn't happen in Blitz. That's going to cost people games. But just because I'm playing a 15-minute time control, you're going to throw in 50 ads, screen wide ads. Mhm. I can't wait to go back and count how many times this has happened. I guess Mr. Wrench is partnering with Subway now. Sorry, Danny. I don't mean to call you out specifically. I don't know you personally. You're a likable guy. From everything I've seen, I started watching chess videos on chess.com like 12, 13 years ago, and like I still love all the instructional content, but this is just ridiculous. Tempted to click on this, like remove ads. Is this going to take me to a, a like pay for your membership place? Yeah. All right. So there's the knight move. I don't even know if that was a good move. It just felt like a better move before the ad pops up. Sorry to be complaining about it so much, but it is quite frustrating. I hope if anybody watches this video, I hope that you watch some other videos and Maybe you won't get distracted by ads quite so much. I don't know what's causing it. I don't know why it's happening. Um, but I hope it gets fixed. Okay. Bishop F6, attacking the queen. I'm gonna have to move the queen. Um, it seems to hang the knight out to dry a little bit. Where's the knight gonna go? Back to H6 is the only place. It would be incredibly bold to push G4 after that with the bishop on this diagonal. I don't think that's smart. But is it? Queen D1, knight H6, G4. I think then the bishop just moves. But still, where does the knight go? Oh, the knight goes here because this pawn will be pinned after I push. Um, all right, well, let's get the queen back. Attack the knight. And I guess we've opened up the opportunity to just break up my pawn structure, which he'll do. He will take the pawn or the knight and break up my pawn structure. Does give him this square. And the pawn is hanging. So I can push and leave myself with an isolated pawn, double isolated pawns, and 4 pawn islands versus 2. But the bishop pair. An open light square bishop on this. That just, I don't know if I like that. My other option's bishop here. No, because I still lose the pawn. And I guess I could take the bishop, break his pawn structure up, threaten the knight, hex the knight. I undercut the D pawn support. But still, even if I get to take, he takes back. Swing a rook over opposite the queen. Might lose a pawn here. Um, Down to 3 minutes and 45 seconds. I go with this bishop maneuver. And it does lose the pawn, but it lets me maybe get a little bit of, I don't know, activity. Not really. I don't even know what I'm thinking anymore. Let's see here. Um, knight takes, bishop takes, pawn takes. Is there another move besides queen f3? This pawn's hanging. He supports the bishop, does not capture the pawn. Wow, that's interesting. All right, well, I'm gonna go queen f3 to support the pawn myself then. And now everything's holding together and I don't lose the pawn. There is maybe rook e8, but I have rook e1. And bishop to I've played on chess.com since 2011. That's when I created this account. And I have never had full page ads pop up through the middle of a chess game. I have had like I've had premium memberships throughout the years. Like I've for long stints of time I have, and I didn't experience them obviously then, but I've had many years of that 13-year period here that I did not pay a subscription fee. I used chess.com for its free services. Um, and it seems to be at an end. And I really am quite frustrated right now in this particular game. Um, ugh, is my opponent going to try and play his knight versus my bishop? Just play against my broken pawn structure? He doesn't appear to have a great way to get his knight over there, though. And even there, I could just snap it off if I wanted to. Um, okay. That didn't seem like a necessary move, but because even if he moved his rook, I wasn't about to take and get my bishop trapped after that move. The old Fisher trap. Not in this exact position, but well, I guess we get our bishop active. That's where we start. Let's get the bishop active. Where does the knight go? Knight only has this. No, I guess the knight has this as well. Then I just drive him back anyway. So I suppose he can leave it there. He could protect it with the queen, or he could just let me damage his kingside pawns. Hmm. I take. He takes. What do I do? Let him go to a knight versus bishop? There's a lot of pawns on the board for that. Um, I'd much rather keep queens on the board. Queen g3 runs into knight h5. Um, Maybe just rook takes first. What do I do with the rooks? I'm just going to lift it. So the queen protects it. Um, got the bishop retreat to avoid any back rank stuff. I'd still love my king to get. I need to mobilize my king and get him towards the middle of the board. I think that might be my next idea is just to get the king a bit closer. Target this pawn over here, which is looking awfully lonely. That lets me, if he goes queen here, I can take the knight, break up his structure, give some checks. Took the rook. Because that leaves the pawn. Ah, I'm gonna lose the pawn. Okay. I don't mind pawns coming off the board, but I would have. Oh, He doesn't even want to take the pawn. He does not even want to take the pawn. Can I protect it? There's no back rank because bishop can block. That's a very passive place for my bishop to be. I'm playing a piece down basically at that point. I think I've got to go into it. Knight versus bishop. I think he should have just taken that pawn. I think just taking the pawn was correct. Maybe taking the knight here. I don't know. So I guess I still have an opportunity to. I wonder if my opponent was just banking on me giving up in time pressure or advertising pressure. I don't want to trade bishops because all of these pawns are on dark squares and I might have a chance to just gobble them up. I'm not. Am I worried about him taking? Because like then I've got double pawns over here I'm working with. What if I just bring the king? Takes, takes. King here. I'm gonna win the pawn back. And his king. Just bring the king. Pawn takes. Bishop takes. King takes. King g3. King f6. King takes pawn. Then what? Over here? I can't. I'm just gonna bring the king. I'm running out of time. Just gonna bring the king. Takes. I've got this move. Yeah, I think I have this move. I'm pretty sure I can maintain the opposition here. Force him to back away from this pawn. I think. I'm not calculating it right now, but I guess he can triangulate now. Wait. Either way, I think I'm coming. I've got to come here to keep him out. I think it might end up a draw here. Maybe a draw. Maybe not. Did I mess it up? I might have messed it up. Yeah, I might have messed that up. I definitely messed that up. I'm gonna resign. Um, wow. I don't know. I don't know if that was holdable for me. Let's just go to the game review. Uh, I wonder. Well, I mean, we both played okay, pretty decent level of game, but opponent just kind of outplayed me a little bit. Opponent had the edge a couple times. I got it back to equal. Oh, those advertisements were very frustrating, and I really couldn't think properly. So this is all very straightforward. This was my first mistake on move 11. It wanted me to just develop the bishop um, to d2 for some reason, and I don't have a full grasp on why. Probably because it does invite the knight to come. Maybe I want to replace this knight with the bishop. Go something like knight f or knight d5 and then bishop c3. But that was a miss. So that wasn't even the reason why. You should have taken and had the fork trick. Takes the pawn, knight takes, and then d5 forks my two pieces. This was a blunder. I should have pushed the pawn. But my opponent doesn't take the pawn like he should have. And I wonder what's the difference between queen d3 and queen f3. Hmm. I'm not 100% on that. I'll have to look into that as well. Should have moved the other rook. And that was a blunder, giving up the central pawn. And this was the right, okay, yeah, right move to take and take, but he didn't take the pawn like he was supposed to. He offered the queen trade. And here on out, it looks like a draw. It's just a flat draw until quite a ways down here. Everything is equal. And I mess it up somewhere. Yeah, okay. I should have come backwards with the king. A little counterintuitive, but getting back with the king to protect the pawn. So I don't have to, yeah, just go backwards with the king. And that way, this pawn move, I'm not obliged to take. I guess I wasn't anyway. He still has an edge out of this, though, like 4 points. That's the correct move. I shouldn't have taken the pawn because I have split pawns and I'm gonna lose. Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I am gonna take a little bit of a break here I'm gonna post this video and we'll see after that. You might see a video on Lee Chess in the near future if I still get hammered with ads. But I do find it very interesting that I don't think the ads popped up since the game is over. You know, the analysis board, I'm not getting hammered with ads now while I navigate the site. I don't believe was I don't think I saw any of those ads until I was actually playing the game. And that's just irritating. All right, come back and watch some more chess. Thank you all for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment on your thoughts, and I'll see you next time.